What's up, boss ladies? Giselle here. And listen, we are all new Brunch with Bosses today. I am outside of Café Nítido in Audubon, New Jersey. And let me tell you, this is where Leo and his wife Ingrid from Bronx, New York came down here to open the first Dominican restaurant in the township. So I'm excited. I'm about to go in. My friend today is Judith Diaz. I am chatting with her. We are going to get into the Spanish food. She's from Say It Out Loud with JiJi, and I can't wait to share this amazing story of resilience and her business with all of you. Let's go, let's eat, because I'm hungry. Let's go. JiJi, I am so excited. I'm so excited to have you here again. So thank you. Thank you, first of all, for meeting with me. And last time that you and I met up, right, we had lunch and you gave me your book, right? Finding My Way Back to JiJi. Oh my goodness. Let me tell you something. This book, I told you I read it, and I read it literally, like you said, one sitting. It was phenomenal. It was phenomenal. I just can't thank you enough for really sharing your story, you know, with so many people, and just being real. That's important.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you for having me.
Absolutely.
Thank you for reading my book.
Oh my gosh.
And yeah, that was a very vulnerable book.
Yeah.
A very vulnerable, real, my freedom, I would say. And I think I mentioned that, you know, it's my truth, but also my freedom.
Right. So let me, because I was reading and I'm just like, oh my gosh, like this is such a catalyst, right? For so many other things. And you know, with what I do, I'm always like, your book is not just a book, right? It's what the other things that you do. Mm-hmm. And so how did your book, your story, like just going through it, I'm like, how did it inspire her to now doing what she does?
Toxic cycles, breaking toxic cycles.
Yeah.
And I think that's where it started. I was that child that knew that something was wrong. Couldn't pinpoint it, couldn't define it because I didn't know any better, but I knew it wasn't right. And I'm not the only one out there. I'm not the only one. And this is really big in the Latino community because we got to keep quiet. We can't tell our business to no one. We have to, you know, keep the family secrets.
Right. And that's such a Latino thing.
Yes.
That is such so cultural for us, right? What happens in the house stays in the house. Nobody can talk about it. Mm-hmm. And then when you start digging, God forbid, right? But you start digging and you start saying, wait a minute, why did this and why did that? You ask questions and they're not welcome. Mm-hmm. They're not welcome.
They're not welcome. And I was that child. Questioned every single thing. And when I started being in any kind of relationship, I saw myself being very damaging.
Right.
And I knew something had to change. I was tired of making the same mistakes over and over.
Yeah.
Haciendo los mismos errores, ahí sigue. And it's like I was hurting myself. And somewhere in there had to stop. Because since I was a little girl, I've been hurt from my father.
Right.
It was, you know, girls see their dad as, you know, they're true heroes, right? Yeah. They're heroes. When they say, you know, comes Father's Day, you know, daddy's my hero, I can't say that. Right. You know, and still to this day, I can't say that. And I don't want kids to ever say that because it should be that.
It should be, absolutely.
So if telling my truth and my story can make a difference, that's where it started.
So what came first, right? Was it your book? Or was it Say It Out Loud with JiJi? Like which one came?
Say It Out Loud, JiJi.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So what inspired you to start Say It Out Loud with JiJi? How did that happen?
Well, being a mom. Being a mom. And it's very emotional for me because you don't understand the importance of being an example or a leader or breaking that cycles until you have two lives in my case that depends on you.
Yeah.
And I wanted them to have the best version of me, the best. I didn't want to continue or passing down any generational cycles.
Right.
So Say It Out Loud says it, the message there, Say It Out Loud, JiJi. So all them secrets were done. I'm done.
Yeah.
I'm going to start speaking them. And everything I learn, I'm going to start applying them and showing people that no matter what you come from, no matter what background you come from, it is possible to change. it is possible to break free from those generational cycles that we have our ancestors brought upon us.
Right.
You know?
You're right. So what? So when you started, what? Because you said you did it. You were a mom, right? And you wanted to do something different and set a different example, right? And that's amazing because I think you and I have had this conversation before of culturally, right? This generation, our generation, we want to set a different tone for the generations that are coming. Me with my kids, you with your kids, because when we were kids, we couldn't do certain things, we couldn't say certain things, we didn't ask certain things, right? It was very closed. And so what were you doing before that you were like, no, this is what I want to do?
Real estate business.
Okay.
Yeah. And I call the real estate business being a clown. Like, you become what people needs you to be at that moment. You're selling something, and so you're repeating everything, and you're just selling, and that's what you do.
And so for you, it was like the impact.
Yeah.
Right. The impact wasn't there.
Of being or becoming this presentation in order to sell something.
Yeah.
Because that's what it is.
Yeah.
You need to know how to sell.
So it's almost like, what Say It Out Loud with JiJi allows you to be your most authentic self, right?
Absolutely.
So that you can help other people be their authentic selves and speak their truth and say it out loud.
Yeah. And have a company and be an entrepreneur and be a mom and be a CEO and not be questioned about it.
And not be questioned.
Absolutely not.
Because you can be all the things. It doesn't have to be one or the other, right?
Absolutely.
What was like the biggest challenge for you? Once Say It Out Loud with JiJi started, and now you're that. You are a mom, wife, entrepreneur, all the things. What was the biggest challenge for you in that moment?
Make sure you catch our next episode of Brunch with Bosses. Don't forget to subscribe to B3 Media on YouTube.
Celebrate women's empowerment on B3 Media TV and tune in for inspiring stories, thought-provoking discussions, and relatable content that showcases the strength and achievements of brilliant, brave, and bodacious women everywhere. We are B3 Media TV.